Over the past 15 years, my childhood superheroes have faced villains that lean into the outrageous and the supernatural. But many of those designs have either been left behind or forgotten. In this video, I want to create, introduce, and redesign villains that can truly challenge the Changers in their early adventures while also pushing the limits of their world's scope. These aren't just your standard bad guys, they'll test our heroes in unorthodox and sometimes downright wacky ways. When I was 7 years old, I turned myself and my friends into comic book vigilantes named the Guys. We're calling it the Guys. But beyond fighting villains, it was me creating a space where I felt like a hero in a world full of trauma. And for years, I poured everything into it. Blood, sweat, ambition, trying to turn it into a franchise bigger than itself. But the breakout moment never truly came, which leaves me with one question. What do you do when reality sets in, but the dream never changes? In the distant future, the Changers' ideology of using emotions to break human possibility and change the world became normalized. Their initial anti-establishment rhetoric became the establishment, which through time was twisted to fit the desires of corrupt leaders, politicians, and priests. Extremists in the future resented the idea of the Changers' original vision being corrupted, leading to reckless and destructive actions. During a confrontation with a powerful regime, these followers accidentally killed Jonah Rocks Wilson, a visionary working to stabilize tensions between the extremists and the prophets. A boy named Manu Wilson, raised in a world shattered by this tragedy, blames the Changers' legacy for fostering the chaos that led to his older brother Rocks' demise. He travels back in time to erase the Changers before their ideology can take root. Manu's powers are enigmatic and situational. He shoots large beams of pink lightning that have enough raw power to black out an entire city. His human-level strength is amplified by the aura of his electricity and the speed of his movements. 6'5", peanut butter complexion. His flight capabilities can keep up with 4 opponents at once. He often uses destructive words, to say the least, to mentally disarm opponents and then speed blitzes them with overwhelming power. His abilities are mysteriously adjacent to his opponent's will, which means he's only as powerful as his enemy thinks he is. Manu is the first villain the Changers fight on screen, making him a crucial foil for the team. His presence immediately establishes the series' core themes, such as freedom versus establishment and the conflict between personal will and systemic control. Within the broader context of the story, Manu specifically challenges Cheyne, embodying the concept of the angry black man in America. Cheyne sees in Manu a potential future version of himself, one consumed by resentment and disillusionment, but ultimately rejects that path. However, it's that anger that Cheyne is still unable to let go of. Manu, on the other side, is trapped within his own thoughts, unable to separate the Changers as they exist in the present from the corruption their ideology later fosters in the future. His personal mission to erase them is driven by a desperate desire to prevent a dystopian outcome for humanity. But in doing so, he risks becoming the very kind of oppressive leader he once hated. If he succeeds, he wouldn't just eliminate the Changers, he would end up embodying the same corrupted authority his brother Rocks fought against. Manu towers over the Changers, his imposing stature immediately creating a visual hierarchy that establishes him as the dominant force. His flowing cape enhances this effect, evoking an air of superiority and theatricality that contrasts with the team's more grounded street-level aesthetic. His color palette, particularly his use of purple, sets him apart from the rest of the cast, reinforcing his status as an anomaly within their world. Also, he's wearing Timbs and he's from the future, recognizably human yet foreign, as if shaped by a reality entirely different from the one the Changers know. This subtle dissonance in his design further emphasizes his role as an outsider, someone whose existence challenges everything the team stands for. In conclusion,
you should kill yourself now!
You don't deserve to be on Earth. I am dead serious.
Crippy is a baby snake that the Changers bought from the black market. He can also transform into a 20-foot monster at the slightest inconvenience. A year before the events of the series, Ivy escaped her planet to avoid political instability and power struggles among the Xlandrian elite. In doing so, she inadvertently brought xonerate energy to Earth, energy that began leaking into the environment and infecting non-sentient beings. Crippy was one such being, a baby snake crawling through the sewers of Jersey City who came into contact with dense xonerate exposure. After being reluctantly bought by the changers on the black market, thanks to Ivy winning a bet, Crippy revealed himself to be far more than a normal reptile. He's a double-edged sword, capable of opening dimensional rifts and absorbing raw xonerate energy to evolve further. But he's also unpredictable and hard to control. Crippy is strong and durable, and its axe tail can cut stone like paper. It's more of a nuisance to fight than anything though. Anyone with significant combat skill can find openings it creates and counter it. Brute direct hits won't work on Crippy if the offender uses xonerate in their attacks, but its xonerate absorption can prove futile in the face of a critical hit that knocks it out completely. If such a critical hit is landed, the monstrous snake turns back into an itty bitty baby. Crippy reflects the unintended consequences of the team's exposure to xonerate. He represents how much the world is changing around them beyond their control. Ivy's role in acquiring Crippy gives her a subtle responsibility for him. Their bond hints at a deeper relationship with xonerate as a resource, a curse, and a connection to her home world. As a creature shaped by raw xonerate energy, Crippy raises important narrative stakes. He's a living test case for the power the team uses daily, and a warning for what happens when that power mutates unchecked. He acts as a wildcard to the Changer's own wildcard energy, sometimes helping in battle, sometimes making things worse. His presence keeps the Changers on their toes. Crippy's appeal lies in the hilarious juxtaposition between his two forms. Baby Crippy is tiny, wide-eyed, and derpy, with oversized pupils, a dangling tongue, and a gold-black ornamental collar too big for his body. He's absurdly cute, with the energy of a pet lizard mixed with a plush toy. Monster Crippy, by contrast, is a towering, muscular, snake-like lizard hybrid with 6 eyes, plated scales, armor reminiscent of a galactic warlord, and a tail like a guillotine. His arms are oversized, and his proportions are exaggerated to match that Ben 10 Generator Rex alien tank aesthetic. Crippy is both cool-looking and comically pathetic, depending on the situation, making him highly adaptable to story tones. As the story continues, Crippy's form becomes a measure of how xonerate mutates nature and a design benchmark for how far things can go. A drag racing demon banished from hell, Tabitha is caught in the throes of a supernatural midlife crisis fueled by her love of speed and her hunger for souls. After the Changers accidentally destroyed a stolen car belonging to a fellow beachgoer, they uncovered a bigger problem. The car's rightful owner is Tabitha, a drag racing demon from hell who got evicted by her own father, Satan, because rent was due. Before you question the logistics of that, remember that all landlords are inherently satanic in nature. To be allowed back in hell, Tabitha must collect souls to feed the devil in order to quench his appetite. She steals the soul of Selena, the car thief, and the Changers are next, unless they can figure out how to beat her in a race. The only problem is, they're on foot, and she drives a Hellcat that goes Mach 3 on a bad day. Her soul-snatching tote bag allows her to rip the soul from a defeated opponent, imprisoning it in the car's glowing dashboard like a trophy. She has a unique special move called Hellfire, where she boosts while spinning to create a devastating firestorm. Another signature ability, Killshot Kansai, is a high-speed drift that engulfs the area in flames, blinding and disorienting her enemies. Her car drives at incredible speeds and has the supernatural ability to teleport short distances, phase through solid objects, and create fiery roadblocks. In addition to her car's capabilities, Tabitha herself has limited fighting skills, but compensates with super strength and pyrokinesis. These powers make her a physical and supernatural threat. However, Tabitha's most significant weakness is her ego and thrill-seeking nature, which often lead to her undoing, making her vulnerable when the stakes are pushed beyond her control. Despite her immense power, her reckless pursuit of excitement and glory can be exploited by clever opponents. Tabitha challenges the Changers to use their teamwork to their maximum potential, and is an example, an even greater example in fact, of the effect the Changers inadvertently have on their surroundings. She's a great way of highlighting the band-for-band, out-of-box thinking the Changers have with their opponents. And Tabitha and Jay's personalities clash as thrill-seeking warriors. Tabitha has nothing to lose, while Jay fights with her life on the line. Tabitha's horned helmet pulls inspiration from African bone crests, which gives her demonic design a culturally rich, real-world aesthetic. The combination of Captain Falcon's visor and Black Shadow's horns makes her visually read as both a parody and homage to high-octane action icons from video game racing series that haven't had a true sequel in 20 years. Tabitha is hot-headed, wild, and flawed, but weirdly sympathetic. She's not evil for evil's sake, she's just desperate, and low-key serves no purpose in life. Her need for souls is bureaucratic. That juxtaposition between a soul-collecting demon and a racing helmet dealing with rent makes her both hilarious and unsettling. Tabitha's existence introduces the afterlife and supernatural rules of the Changers world in a way that I hope will feel natural and dynamic. She's cocky, ridiculous, petty, and also kind of—
Girl! Oh my god!
Not every villain in the Changers needs to end the world. Some are just fast, annoying, or dangerous in the right context, so I'm ranking them on a scale of 1 to 6, where 1 is a morning breeze, minor threat, big personality, and 6 is divine intervention. Call every hero you know. Crippy lands at a 2, swattable skirmish. Yeah, he's a 20-foot xonerate mutated snake with an axe for a tail, but half the time, he's a baby with the reaction time of a falling piece of bread. Manu earns a 3, just enough. His power is terrifying, but it only works if you believe the hype. Emotionally and thematically, he hits hard. Tactically, it depends on the character's mindset. Tabitha is a solid 5. Help us. She's fast, volatile, and runs on ego and infernal horsepower. She turns the rules of the living and the dead sideways. Blink, and your dashboard decor. If you have your own ideas for Changers villains, let me know down below.
Do you like the Changers? Do you want to read the Changers? Visit thechangerstas.com. Animations, links, merch, music, character bios, story archive. Click on an episode and read it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Subscribe.